This market is unreal. There are hundreds of vendors. I really just have no idea where to begin.
We can't believe that we're finally in Spain. It's a country that's been on our bucket list forever, but we somehow never made it here until we were finally facing down winter in Europe, and we wanted to find someplace warm and sunny to call home, although relatively warm, because you can see we're actually like really bundled up this morning.
But of course, we're not just here for the sunshine. Coming to Spain is about the rich culture and the beautiful architecture and the world famous food.
That's right. And since we're here in Valencia for a whole month, we needed to take today to get all settled in. So that means checking out our local neighborhood, figuring out where we're going to be dining out, buying a few groceries, and most importantly, sharing a first look at our Airbnb. And this one is a little quirky.
And we're going to bring you along for all of it. But first, a big hello from Valencia, Spain to all you nomads and adventurers. If it's your first time here, I'm Gillian and this is Stephanie.
So we travel the world full time and we want to bring a little more adventure into your life. We'll be honest, we're having a little bit of culture shock right now. So if you've been following our videos, you'll know that we are fresh off the plane, having spent the last few months in Albania. In fact, our last month was in a very tiny, very sleepy seaside town on the Albanian Riviera. So most of the restaurants there were closed and the tourists had already left for the season. And now we're back in the big city and it's a little overwhelming. So Valencia is the third largest city in Spain and there's just a lot going on here. Looking around, I'm kind of wondering if we're gonna be able to adjust to a faster pace of life or if we're gonna be missing that little seaside town. These buildings are so magnificent. I can't believe that this is literally around the corner from our place.
We're here in our new neighborhood. It's right in the center of Old Town, and already we can see that there are hundreds of stores and restaurants and these grand buildings all around us. So let's talk about why we chose this neighborhood. Well, we always like to be in a central location, ideally very short walking distance from all the main sites, the good restaurants, and the good shopping. Now, normally we like to live very close to a park because we've got these dogs to walk, but we're not seeing too much green space here. Instead, it's a full-on urban experience, so we'll see how we find that.
So we've walked all the way through this neighborhood by now, and so far within a kilometer of our apartment, this right here is the only green space we've found. So hopefully the dogs really enjoy walking right here. These orange trees are unbelievable. So it's December and the oranges are huge. We can't believe it. So this place is supposed to have really amazing churros. Now, I don't normally eat sweets first thing in the morning, but I told Gillian that I just had to try one for today. And if it's really good, maybe we'll try one again tomorrow. Who knows? This looks amazing. So I got the full deal. I got churros and the chocolate that goes with it. So I'm gonna try them both. It's so crisp, it's hot, it's delicious. All right, now this is the chocolate. Oh my gosh, it looks so thick. Here we go. Wow, that is so amazing. It's a thick, rich, delicious chocolate, and it's just perfect on this churro. Of course, one of the biggest reasons we wanted to come to Spain was for the food, and it looks like we're going to be almost too spoiled for choice here. We haven't seen so many restaurants for a really long time, and it looks like the locals are really committed to dining out on the patio no matter what the temperature is. Of course, now that we're back in Western Europe, the prices for dining out are a lot higher than what we saw in Albania or in Serbia. So we don't expect to be eating in restaurants every single day. It means that we're going to have to be just like a little more selective about the ones we choose. So normally we do a lot of research in advance. We usually compare all the best of lists, but for Valencia, the lists were kind of endless. So we're probably just going to get started by figuring out which ones are the best in our own neighborhood, which is right here, and then we'll just keep branching out from there. Definitely there will be some paella on the menu, and we'll let you guys know our favorites.
One of the reasons that we were really excited about our neighborhood is that Valencia Central Market is just a few blocks away. Now, you guys know that I love shopping in markets. I always find much better stuff than when I shop at the grocery store, and you've come along for my shopping trips in Croatia and Serbia and Albania, but those were very small markets in comparison. This central market in Valencia looks pretty impressive, so let's go in and see how I do. Wow, what an incredible building. The glass dome roof is absolutely beautiful. This market is unreal. There are hundreds of vendors. I really just have no idea where to begin. Just look at the huge variety of olives over here and all the different cured meats. How am I going to decide which jamon to try? Well, that was wild. I think it's going to take me a few trips to get our initial stock up done, but I'm really excited to try all the interesting things that I saw. So we had heard from a number of sources that people in Spain speak less English than in many other Western European countries. And based on what I just experienced in the market, I'd say that's probably true. Obviously, it's impossible for us to fully learn the language in every country that we visit, but we do find that having a few words helps warm people up and it shows them that we're making an effort. Being in Spain is a great opportunity to brush up on the little bit of Spanish that I do know. So here's what I remember from the 1 year that I took way back in university. El gato está sobre la mesa and mis zapatos son azul. We'll see how far that gets me. I think I'm probably going to need to pick up a few more useful phrases.
Now it's time to finally take a look at our apartment. So for us, the biggest challenge with being in Spain was the sticker shock with the prices for the Airbnbs, especially after being in Eastern Europe where the prices were just so much lower. So when we first looked at Airbnbs in Valencia, we found that all the places that looked really appealing to us were also really expensive for our budget, especially because we're staying over the holiday period. But we did get a place that looks nice, although it might be a little bit quirky. However, we got a nice deal since it's a long stay. So here we are in front of the building. It's actually a historic building from the 1930s, and it has something that we haven't seen in an Airbnb for a really long time: an elevator. It was such a relief not to have to carry our bags up 5 flights of stairs this time. Here we are. Let's go. Okay, you're probably wondering about all this, but we'll get to that in a moment. Okay, first let's talk about what we love about this apartment. These windows are just amazing and the view is wonderful. We just love how light and bright it is. Now for the decor, the style is a little more eclectic than what I usually look for. Gillian loves it, but for me there's just a lot going on here. There are a lot of patterns and styles. We're really happy with the kitchen. It's fully stocked, but it's also clutter-free. There isn't too much counter space, but it does have all the appliances we want, including that dishwasher and the oven that we didn't have in our last place. And I really love this minimalist look. So everything is tucked away behind a cupboard door. So let's take a look at the bedroom, because here's where things get a little interesting. So this bedroom is generally pretty nice. It is a little odd in that actually the walls are in fact windows, and they've taken a sea theme very seriously. So we have these very involving window decals here as a decorative element. The other funny thing is the floor. So in amongst the wood, we also have this display case of sand and stones and seashells. So kind of an interesting thing to walk on, but there's more. Now, before we go into the bathroom, I need to share a little something about myself. I am someone who likes a lot of privacy when it comes to the washroom. I mean, a lot of privacy. I would be happy if it was in an entirely different wing of a house. But here we have a glass door leading to the washroom, and behind that is a shower, and then another glass door, and then finally the washroom itself. So that is not a lot of soundproofing when the bedroom is right here. We will see how we do here. If you are wondering how much this beautiful apartment costs, we are going to be sharing all of our costs at our end of the month here in Valencia when we do our roundup of the whole experience.
Well, this was kind of a wild first day, and I think it's going to be a few more days before we feel really settled. And that's fine, because we've got a whole month to get to know the city. There's plenty of time to find our go-to restaurants and our favorite vendors at the market.
And that's really what we love about this slow travel lifestyle, is the opportunity to have such different experiences. We were just in Albania. We were enjoying a very rustic, outdoorsy time there. And now we've got a whole month in a big, bustling city with so much to discover. And there's a pretty big contrast between these experiences. And for us, that's what keeps travel really fresh and exciting.
Now, some of you might be wondering how expensive this lifestyle is. Well, after a couple of years of full-time travel, we've discovered it's actually more affordable than you'd think, even in Europe. So if you want to see what kind of lifestyle you can buy in 5 of our favorite destinations, you can check out the next video right here.